What's up? It's Marco, Sage of Soccer, and I'm going to talk about the third place game of the World Cup. Actually, I wasn't planning on talking about this. I really don't have any notes from the game, but why not? Because it was a really fun tournament for both Croatia and Morocco. I'm not really going to get into the game too much. Croatia, good job winning the third place trophy, but I feel like if they lost the game, it wouldn't have been any less of an achievement, just like it's not any less of an achievement for the run Morocco went on. But I want to talk a little bit about the teams and going to the future. For Morocco, like obviously an amazing tournament. You have to expect some big moves are coming for guys like Amrabat, maybe some of their midfielders who did a really good job. Like just overall, really solid tournament. And I think even bigger than that is going to be like a legacy on African soccer. And I think that's bigger than just this one tournament. And when I look at that, it's like after this showing and this performance at the World Cup, and especially with somebody like Hakimi, who is born in Madrid, beating Spain at the tournament, like I'm expecting a lot more dual nationals to commit to African teams. Like I feel like that could really help just the level of the game in the future, and I don't think they'll be the last African side to make a World Cup final. I feel like it's just a huge performance. I would have liked to see that out of just any CONCACAF team for my American squad, but get Balganon in the team and but overall it's like amazing for Morocco, and honestly towards the future they have a somewhat young squad. I think they'll be back. For Croatia, obviously an amazing tournament. I was saying a bit last time about how like it would be a bit disrespectful to guys like Modric to say that they won't be back at this like anytime soon, but I don't know, looking at this team, I feel like they have a bit more potential than I gave them credit for. Just such a good back line with Gvardiol, Stanisic, Sosa's got a lot of potential. Like, there's a lot of good there. Livakovic, well, he's like 27, but he's like 23 in goalkeeper years, so he's only going to get better. I'm expecting him to get a big move, Gvardiol as well. And then you probably have one of Brozovic or Kovacic stick around for a little bit. Then the midfield's looking pretty good with Maier. Man, you probably should have started Orsic throughout this tournament and had Perisic on the right. I feel like that would have helped their attack. But I feel like Croatia, they're going to be getting better. They've got a pretty good young team. I mean, obviously, losing Modric and that midfield's going to hurt. Man, if Halilovic had reached his potential, I was just thinking about him, like, man, that could have been really good for Croatia, but yeah, it is what it is. Maybe I'll have, like, a bit of a Revel Morrison, like, resurgence like he's had in the last few years, but the midfield's obviously going to get worse, but I think this is a team that's probably going to become more well-grounded in the future, and I think it's going to be fun to watch. And yeah, that's really my thoughts on those two teams. Morocco, I think the legacy of them throughout this tournament might be the biggest thing to remember, especially if like France ends up repeating. Like this might be the most memorable thing of the tournament. I mean, if Argentina and Messi win the World Cup, it's probably that though. But on to that, the World Cup final. I just want to talk about it a little bit. It's looking like France is going to be fully healthy, which is really good because you want it to be as good of a match as it can be. And, man, that's going to be a really fun one. Like, when I look at that game, like, the defenses really haven't been that great. And that leads me to think it could be a high-scoring game, but typically in finals, teams, like, really don't want to give anything away to the other teams and play a bit more conservative. I'm not sure if Argentina really can do that. Like, you have to get Messi on the ball, but they were really good on the break last time, too. And then France, we know how dangerous they could be on the break with guys like Mbappe, like Dembele as well. You have to watch out for him. And Griezmann's been performing great this tournament. Like, it's going to be a really fun matchup. I think it's a really even game. Unlike last time when you were looking at it, it's like, okay, France is probably the huge favorites over Croatia. Back in 2010, Spain definitely had to be the favorites. 2014, I feel like it was actually pretty even between Germany and Argentina, but Germany's like 7-1 win had to give them confidence, and Argentina's attack was really bad that 2014 year. Like, Higuain's a really good player, but like, man, him in that Argentina jersey in finals is just, man, and it's kind of funny, like, Giroud's probably going to go down as a bigger legend than Higuain. Like, and that's so weird, because Higuain is such a better player, but just moments matter, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, that's all I'll talk about. I just want to mention this game real quick. Croatia, really good tournament. Glad to see them get some silverware at all. And Morocco, I think their legacy from this tournament will be huge, and we might not start to see it for a while, but I feel like the effects of Morocco's tournament will be felt. Like, might even be like a turning point in like the history of the sport. Like, it could be that big. And yeah, that's all I've talked about. And yeah, see you.